So the one question that comes up, Shanti, then is this idea of, like he brought up about a personal and an impersonal God,
Yes.
and so it seems like however one, what brings one into sort of a state of mind or feeling that brings one closer uh, to the truth, or to the connection.
Yes.
Even the concept of God could be intellectual, or it could be just
Right.
a feeling, or whatever. I mean, so it could be defined in all these ways. Like,
Yes.
what's interesting to me about Indian religion is all of these different.
Yes.
Everybody could worship these different things and these different.
Yes.
Or even stand outside and say there is no God, and that too
Right.
is the thing there. I mean, that's what I think. One of the reasons why India developed in terms of theology, because people had freedom to choose these different
Yes.
whatever ways of understanding or experiencing.
Right. So there were old philosophies, and there was Charvak. Charvak is also considered philosophy. His philosophy is this world is everything. Sell everything and drink ghee. That means enjoy yourself. His philosophy. They allowed the freedom for everyone to present. But all the scriptures were written by great swamis, seers, who experienced it, and they wrote in the form of Upanishads. That is what I'm studying more in detail. And real teaching, it is very concise, only few verses, explains all these things, and their name is not known. And many of them, like, had a tremendous austerity, stayed without food, just gave up everything. They used their body and mind as laboratory, just to bring out such knowledge that quantum physics now is just validating with experience what they said at that time. Mantra and vibrations, quantum physics now brings it out. With sound vibration, images are formed. You see, different images are formed. Look on a YouTube. So really, with sound vibration, you can create the image of God, whatever you believe in. So there are all the choices. But for average person, general path is one needs a guru. Guru means a teacher. But teacher you respect and follow, that is guru. Guru is the one who leads you to personal God, personal belief, somewhere you can relate to. And then personal God ultimately to ultimate God. That means supreme consciousness. And that is the experience. So essence is to experience. All these things are words, religions. But in India, there are so many religions, so many gods. Even for Krishna worship, imagine, there are many, many branches in Krishna. Some worship baby Krishna, some worship this form of Krishna, different forms of Krishna. And there are so many sects, and they are so fanatic that they lose the essence and they get into believing what they believe. So really, masses of people are lost in name of religion. They practice rituals and austerities without knowing them. Okay, but that is true with Christianity, Judaism, Islam, or any religion. Buddhism, everything is lost. People follow mechanism blindly. And this is how religions are formed. Because real teaching is lost. Real teaching gets lost immediately. Like anyone who is in a living body, the teaching is there. Even in their lifetime, teaching is polluted. Like what Christ taught all the commentaries or the things were according to this and that is several hundred years after that. So imagine, just so many things change in one generation, language, culture, and all these things. It just gets Buddhism just totally, changed, because one went into South, Theravada, went to China, Japan, Mahayana, went to Tibet, is Vajrayana, they're all differing. And even it got all the influence of China and Japan, then they made Mahayana, all these things. So some of the basic essence remains, but some of the basic teaching gets lost. So this is true with all the religions. So just we have to choose. Ultimately, we are interested, everyone is interested in finding peace. So use the approach that suits us. If you are intellectual, then you cannot do devotional yoga. You have to understand first before you do. So I am kind of intellectual, the guy like to know everything. Then I put into practice. So if just somebody says, do this breathing or do this, I question why. And this is why all my writing is more in line with the logic and questioning, understanding. Because knowledge is power. If you know something, then practice becomes easy. So Vedanta teaches that you don't need to do anything. Just see it clearly, understand it clearly, and you got it. In a yoga, Raja Yoga, you have to practice and control. But Vedanta, they don't practice any discipline. Just the knowledge itself clears everything. So I am studying those aspects, but I'm putting together into the practice, Yeah, so this is what is happening. So knowledge is power. So no matter what it is, you have to connect. Whatever you are doing, you have to have some understanding or some power behind it. Otherwise, it becomes a dry discipline and you give up. Okay.
I wanted to ask you something else, Shanti. You were singing the